Alrighty, tonight we are making some capsaicin oil. That is 100% ethanol. Heating up. There's our hot peppers, powdered up, ready to go. And our condenser. And we'll catch another video here when it starts to boil. Alright, soxhlet extraction of capsaicin using anhydrous ethanol. Over here you can see I've got incoming from the reservoir in the chest freezer, my coolant line along with my thermometer. We're showing -2 degrees Celsius right now. And through the T there, that's a pump. That's a 12 volt pump. I'm running it at 5 volts, otherwise it's a little too much flow for the system. Comes around, comes up around the battery here, comes up, comes into this, and comes back down through that pipe or that hose, out through the bottom here, and then back into the reservoir through a radiator inside here that is encased in a block of ice. So there's a reservoir and a block of ice inside there. So what's going to happen is the ethanol will boil, it'll come up here, it'll evaporate, come through this tube, come all the way up here, come up here, and you can see it dripping. It'll come up into this, and for some reason they've changed to these. I don't care for this condenser style, I prefer the large bubbles, but this will definitely capture any ethanol that's escaping and condense it back down, and it'll drip into the ground up hot peppers that we've grown for the last 2 years, all dried out and ground. And there's a little piece of paper filter in there, and then a glass frit filter, and then this will fill up this whole section here, not just the little glass thimble, but this whole section will fill up with alcohol, come up to here, and when it reaches this level, it's kind of like flushing a toilet. It goes down, drains all the way back down into here, and when it does, it sucks all of the ethanol through this, filters it, and then starts the cycle all over again. And he keeps doing that until this liquid starts to come out through this tube clear. Because the first couple of times it's going to come out red, real dark, and a little lighter and lighter and lighter, and then finally it'll come out clear, and that's when you know you've got all of your capsaicin out. Then you take this, once it's cooled down, separate the flat bottom flask for one of my round bottoms in my mantle, and you evaporate the ethanol off and condense it and save it, because waste not, want not. And you take that collection of capsaicin oil and you've got hot pepper oil. And we'll come back when she's a little further. We'll come back when she's ready to do her first flush. Kind of an interesting little thing here. You can see the fats from the capsaicin oils dripping into the ethanol a little bit right there, causing it to fluoresce under the black light. Because, see, it has quite a bit of fluorescence to it, but clear ethanol does not. And once you can see the ethanol there in the tube, once that gets flushed a couple of times, that'll start to get real thick. Alright, so we're about to hit the siphon cycle here. You can see the fluid in the tube about there. You see it's become a lot more, certainly is red, a lot more opaque to the ultraviolet, and the alcohol is still clear. So we're just dripping away here. We're currently sitting at 3 degrees Celsius. This is a new extractor, so I haven't learned its tipping point right here where it finally goes zoop, and all of it flows on over. This one, the tube is really small, real thin. My other one was a lot thicker. That tube was the same thickness all the way through that bend. Real close to the top of the thimble. And it's still pretty clear up there in comparison. You come down here and it's real thick. In case you're wondering what that green is, I add fluorescein in my coolant so that way I can ID it if it ever leaks anywhere in the system. I can see it and find it real easily. Oh, it's so close. We'll pause for a few minutes. Alright, we're pretty close here, and what you're going to see, that alcohol is going to stop boiling, and that flushes over. Any second now. Come on, focus, you fuck. There you go. Come on, it's so close. Teeter, teeter, teeter. Ooh, come on. Come on. There it goes. And it'll dump in there. You can watch it drain. And now it's all down there. A little stir one's still going, but stop boiling for now. This will pick up and start boiling again. This will come back up that tube into there, and she'll start dripping. I'll get two. That's the first one. I'll get two more, and it'll probably start coming over cleaning. I'll see if I can't catch that then. Alright, so we've shut everything down. There's just a little bit left. Temperature started getting a little higher than I wanted. Let's check that out. Nice, thick, rich red capsaicin oil. UV can't even penetrate it worth a damn. Not a whole lot left in there. All good. Alright. We went through a total of 2.5. This is the half. Went through one full thimble, another full thimble. This is what remained. It's just about done. We're climbing up here, gonna do one more flushing. And then we are going to go ahead and filter off the alcohol and get our concentrate set up. Let's see this. Ooh, she is a rich, you can't tell on the camera, but she's a rich, beautiful red. It doesn't quite come through. And we will be back when that's all done. Alright, so it's time for the reduction. We have the extract, the capsaicin and ethanol. We're sitting at, well, I don't have the pump on yet, but you'll see that top number drop real fast. And there she goes. It'll go down to the lower limit. $18. Our ethanol is currently sitting at 102. There you go, a little limit. Probe's not quite in the ethanol, but close enough. But you can see it's starting to evaporate. And it'll come down in here, flow into that condenser. I use that condenser, yes, for a reason. You can say whatever you want about it. I really don't give a damn about your opinion. And from there, we will reduce that down and see what we get. Alright. We are starting the concentration here. Your ethanol and capsaicin extract. Sitting at 14 degrees on the coolant, 176. Thermometer's not quite in the fluid, but close enough. Comes up here to this, comes down here to this, condenses onto that, and drips down into there, and we collect that. And we'll see what kind of capsaicin we get out of this one. Alright, we're boiling and see the condensate starting to come over. Condense on that coil. And it'll collect there and then eventually drip down over here, down into that round bottom. Yes, I use that one for a reason. I like the larger amount of surface area. I don't like to waste. I find just, you know, straight condensers to be a little too inefficient for my like. Alright, getting down to the dregs here. She's still coming over. Pretty good clip too. That's just the tail end. She was pouring out of there a bit ago. As you can see, we're just getting to the end. In fact, I'm gonna turn the stirring down here. There we go. And we're gonna let her finish up, and we'll get a tally about how much we got out of it total. Alright, so after it's all said and done, I got 6 vials. Another little partial vial there, and then I got a little bit more residue that I can clean out of there. And get a little bit more, maybe one more, maybe two full vials left to fill, but that's what we have of liquid death.